Demon Attack was released by Imagic for the Atari 2600 in 1982. You play as some dude that gets stranded on a planet made of ice, and all these crazy-ass demons come flying down trying to kill him. So he somehow manages to scrap together a laser cannon and take him out. Each level has a set of demons that attack 3 at a time, and once you clear them all out, you move on to the next stage, and each stage you advance without dying will earn you an extra life. Now, doesn't this look a lot like Phoenix? Yeah, it does. In fact, it resembled Phoenix so much that Atari, who held the rights to Phoenix, sued Imagic, who ended up settling out of court. It may be a blatant ripoff, but there are some differences between the two games. Demon Attack is much slower paced. Both you and the enemies don't move quite as fast as they do in Phoenix. There are also a wider variety of enemies in Demon Attack. Even though each variation has a palette swap that follows suit in the next level like in Phoenix, there are 84 levels altogether, so there's a lot of different enemies to see and some intrigue to see what kind of demon will lurk in the next stage, although they're not really all that different from each other. There may be more stages in Demon Attack, but Phoenix had the enemies' attacks patterns differ from each other a lot more, whereas Demon Attack's levels really just have enemies with different sprites with the same attacks, only they get more difficult. I hate to make this sound like a comparison video, but this game is pretty much a clone, so I kinda have to throw in the comparisons for the sake of reference. Anyway, the projectiles that the enemies fire differ from each other sometimes. They can be long lasers or scattered short shots, and later on the projectiles will shift horizontally in unison with the demon that fires them, making it more difficult to get a clean shot. But only the demon on the bottom row shoots. The two up top don't fire shit. They don't even swoop down and kill you with a kamikaze dive, they just hover. So all you have to do is concentrate on the ones in the bottom row, and keep killing all its replacement respawns until they stop coming, then take out the ones up top, as they don't pose a threat in the least. However, once you get to stage 5, the demons will break off into 2 small birds that will drop projectiles and then start swooping downward. And they'll also come from the guys up top, so at least they serve some kind of purpose in these levels, although they won't attack you until they've moved down a row, so you still really only have to concentrate on the bottom row. There are several variations which include a more difficult mode, the ability to guide your missiles, and a strange co-op mode where you and a second player alternate simultaneously with the same cannon every 4 seconds. The changing color of the cannon will indicate when the switch is made. Although both players have to pick the same variation of difficulty for the co-op mode, you can still balance the game out by setting the difficulty switches on each controller accordingly. A is more difficult and B is easier. Demon Attack is a good solid shooter that I do recommend, but it loses points for lack of originality and it doesn't have the fast-paced arcade feel that Phoenix had.